How was your autumn vacation? Hope all enjoyed well and you are safe at home. We are here with the third chapter, Chemical Messages for Homeostasis. In this chapter, we completed half the portion. Once again, we can recall about hormones. The hormones are chemical messengers which regulate the cellular activities. We also discussed about the pancreas. In the pancreas, two hormones we discussed. One is insulin and another one is the glucagon. We also discussed the thyroid gland, which consists of hormones such as thyroxine and calcitonin. So we can start our portion with thymus gland. Thymus is an endocrine gland which is situated just behind the sternum. This gland is very active during infancy but constricts as we reach puberty. This gland produces a hormone called thymosin. It is also known as youth hormone. The major function of this gland is to control the activities and maturation of T lymphocyte, which helps to impart immunity. Next topic is adrenal gland. The adrenal gland is situated at the tip of the kidney. The hormones secreted by the adrenal gland equip the body to act during emergency situation. It consists of two parts, inner medulla and outer cortex. Inner medulla contains two hormones, epinephrine, or it is also called adrenaline, and norepinephrine, or it is also called noradrenaline. Epinephrine acts along with the sympathetic nervous system during emergency situation. Thus, we can resist or withdraw ourselves from such situation. It also shows sympathetic action. Norepinephrine. It acts along with the epinephrine. The outer cortex consists of hormones such as cortisol, aldosterone, and sex hormones. Cortisol. It synthesizes glucose from proteins and fat. It slows down the action of defense cells. It also controls inflammation and allergy. Second one, aldosterone. It maintains the salt water level by acting in the kidney, and also it maintains blood pressure. Third one, sex hormones. It controls the development and function of sex organs. When the sympathetic system gets stimulated, the action of epinephrine and norepinephrine prolongs the body activities for the longer period. And these hormones are examples for the nervous system and the endocrine system. Moving to the next is pineal gland. The pineal gland is situated at the center of the brain. It secretes a hormone called melatonin, and this melatonin helps to maintain the rhythm of our daily activities. Best example is sleeping and waking up. The production of melatonin is high at night and low during the day. Another peculiarity of melatonin is it controls the reproductive activities of organism that have definite reproductive period. Next one is the pituitary gland. The pituitary gland is a bilobed gland, that means which consists of two lobes situated just below to the hypothalamus in the brain. The pituitary gland produces tropic hormones which regulate the functions of other glands. It has immense significance in the endocrine system. This point is very important. The pituitary gland produces tropic hormone which regulate the functions of other glands. The pituitary gland also produces growth hormones. Pituitary gland is a bilobed gland, consists of anterior lobe and posterior lobe. Hypothalamus. In the pituitary gland there is a neurosecretory cells, and in the neurosecretory cells releasing hormones are seen in the anterior lobe, and oxytocin and vasopressin are produced in the posterior lobe. In the anterior lobe of the pituitary gland, portal veins are there which transport releasing hormones through the blood. This anterior lobe of the pituitary gland produces stimulating hormones under the stimulus of releasing hormones. In the posterior part of the pituitary gland, the nerve fibers transport oxytocin and vasopressin, and the posterior lobe of the pituitary gland store the hormones received through the axon. The pituitary gland also promotes growth hormones called somatotropin. If the production of the somatotropin increases during the growth phase, it leads to the excessive growth of the body. This condition is called gigantism. If the production of somatotropin decreases during the growth phase, that condition is called dwarfism. Acromegaly is a condition caused by the excessive production of somatotropin after the growth phase. It is characterized by the growth of the bones on the face, jaws, and fingers. The anterior lobe of the pituitary gland produces releasing hormones such as thyroid stimulating hormones, or it is also called TSH, adrenocorticotropic hormones, or it is also called ACTH, gonadotropic hormone called GTH, growth hormones GH, and somatotropic hormones STH, and prolactin. This is very important point, and the functions of these are: the thyroid stimulating hormone stimulates the activity of the thyroid gland. Adrenocorticotropic hormones, it stimulates the activity of adrenal cortex, adrenal gland. We already learned the adrenal gland. So in the adrenal cortex, it stimulates the activity. Next is the gonadotropic hormones. It stimulates the activity of testes in males and ovaries in females. Next is the somatotropic hormones, or STH. It also promotes the growth of the body. Last one, prolactin, which helps in the production of milk. The hormones oxytocin and vasopressin, which are secreted from the posterior lobe of the pituitary gland, are produced by special neurosecretory cells of the hypothalamus. The posterior lobe of the pituitary gland stores these hormones and releases into the blood when required. Function of oxytocin is it facilitates childbirth by stimulating the contraction of smooth muscles in the uterine wall, and also it facilitates lactation. The function of vasopressin, or it is also called ADH, antidiuretic hormone. It helps in the reabsorption of water in the kidney. This is very important point, vasopressin, or it is also called ADH, antidiuretic hormone. Only this much for today. Today we discussed about thymus gland, adrenal gland, pineal gland, and pituitary gland with different hormones and their functions. These are very important topic. So students, go through your portions. Thank you.